Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Madmen with the Box live for the 172nd time. Yes. I am one of your mini hosts, Pixel. To my side, you can look at the man down under. It's OZChris.
To our side, you can find the man down under, OZChris.
Fling flam bingle bomble.
Flim flam bingle bungle.
This bit is gonna get old fast.
This bit is gonna get old fast.
Below, if you look, you can see Gevain from Animated Concepts.
Hey, everybody.
And below, you can see Joe of the Corallos.
Hello. I'm here. I'm Joe.
Yes, you
I
are.
was tempted to continue the bit as you introduced everyone.
I was waiting. I thought you might. And we might be joined by a Landry of the Q Walkers in just a bit. Today we're going to be talking about Midnight. One of those classic 10th Doctor episodes. But before that, we have been... do you want to tell them your story?
My story?
Yes.
Yeah, so, we don't know what the hell's going on with Doctor Who. So we've got nothing at all. They're not giving us anything until, I don't know, they decide to release a trailer for the Christmas special. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to make this sacrifice, for this channel and for everyone in the Doctor Who fandom, for all Whovians everywhere. I went on top of a cliff and I said, Aries! Give me Doctor Who news and my life is yours. And it worked.
Now your life is his.
I'm now in eternal servitude to the God of War.
Right.
Don't worry. I've got something planned.
It's worth it. It's worth it, we've decided. But now let's talk about what is exciting. There we go. We have the cover reveals for 3 more Target novelizations.
Ooh.
Classic.
I think all of these are 2-parters.
Yeah, they are.
And they've
They're
been
all 2-parters.
put together in this collection. So we have The Satan Pit, The Time of Angels, and Aliens of London.
Huh.
I look forward to seeing how well they write the farting alien.
I will say I do wish for this one and for Satan Pit they actually went with the other episodes titles instead. So for Aliens of London, I feel like World War III would have fit a little bit better, maybe. Yeah. And with Satan Pit, I think the Impossible Planet. There's a bit more oomph. That's just me.
I'm sure this one that we're looking at right now will be a gas.
Mr. Electric, send this man to the principal's office and have him expelled.
But no, this is actually exciting. Somebody pointed out though, and I didn't notice this either, because I have the novelizations from the 60th anniversary. Haven't finished reading them.
I haven't even started them.
I tried starting the first one, but got distracted by everything.
You just imagine that terrible green screen intro every time you try to read it.
No,
you go to the first sentence and then you're once upon a time.
Once upon a time, Lord.
Yes.
Silly. No, it's I just haven't. But if you look at those, in the background, you see that dark blue and it's stars. But ever since those, the ones that they did for season 1 and season 2, those can pass as stars, but they're actually snow. I'm sorry that I had to point this out to all of you.
My immersion is ruined. I'm not buying any of these books now.
That's not true.
I'm going to buy at least the Satan Pit one, absolutely, because it's my favorite two-parter. I will absolutely get that one.
But look at
The other twos are a maybe. I do like Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, but
look at the crack at the bottom of the cover that's leaking out. That's fantastic. Oh man, I love it so much.
yeah, Pixel loves a good crack.
The other piece of news that we have, I don't have pictures of.
Yeah, you're welcome too. I was able to get you 2 pieces of news.
What's the second? Oh, I was about to say you didn't point that out.
You literally just said onto the other piece of news. Like you just get amnesia. What are you, the 8th Doctor? You just get amnesia all of a sudden?
You know what? You're draining me right now, Chris. That's what's happening. You're absorbing. I'm turning
into for Absorbalov.
Where do you want to be? You want to be chest or buttocks?
What kind of question is that anyway? They have gone ahead. Somebody was posting some kind of leaks that's coming out from Funko. They will have new Doctor Who pops coming out. One of them's a big one with the TARDIS and the 10th Doctor peeking out. And then they have 11, 12, 15, and the 10th Doctor again.
I love 10, but their bias is very showing.
I mean, 10 is the one everyone.
10 is a seller. So
10 is the new Tom Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right then.
I've come to associate that voice with you, Pixel. I hear that is what you sound like.
Well, that's all right then.
You do his voice very well.
I don't mind that. I like Neil Patrick Harris.
Sure.
But yeah, that's our news. I'm not some big.
Are we not talking about the director? What he said?
Who?
Doctor. What was it? He directed in the current series. The Peter Hoa, who directed Robot Revolution, Lucky Day.
What did he say?
He said that something went wrong with the series in its most recent era when the show was co-produced with Disney. He says, I don't think anybody would doubt the skills at the front line of that show, but something went wrong. I think there's a lot of areas you could point fingers at, but ultimately it wasn't a better show with more money. And that's a good thing because we haven't got the money anymore. Nobody has.
Okay.
He also adds that
I think we all figured it out.
Because he talked about this when he was doing an interview about his new genre-based production company, and one of the executive producers, one of them is Jason Haig-Ellery, Big Finish.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, and the other one, or it just could coincidentally be another Jason Haig-Ellery.
No, he's just a jerk.
No.
Dude.
Well, he took a shot. He said that there was some room in the genre area to for another show to come in. So
yeah, and then one of the other executive producers, Matthew Boach, said that the well-publicized dropping off of Doctor Who gives them the sense that there is a gap in the market in the UK for genre-based British IP, which they are looking to fill in part with their new reboot of Blake 7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that earlier.
I know what that is. I know Colin Baker was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Blake 7. I don't know if we need a remake of Blake 7.
It just feels like IP that we knew. Let's just bring it back. But they're not gonna, not like with how Russell brought back Doctor Who. I don't think that they're going to know how to do it in a way that will actually work with how TV and streaming works nowadays. I think they're just doing it because, there is that gap. We don't know what's going on with Doctor Who, so what's some other British sci-fi shows from the past we can try and bring back? Maybe try to replicate the magic, but who knows?
I think that's right. You know what? We'll go ahead and combat that. We'll do a remake of Lost in Space with the same actors that we did in the reboot, but it's going to be just like the old one, and that'll go ahead and help fill that market that we're looking
And the robot is just the old one?
Yes.
I mean, they could just reboot Doctor Who.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. At this point, I'm leaning more to. I would like it for them to find a way to continue and fix it, but considering they're so focused on the past, do something new.
Yeah.
Just actually refresh it. Don't just say we're refreshing it, but I hope you watched that story from 40 years ago.
Anybody watch that new Josh Snares video?
I
Which
did,
one?
yes. Yeah, about
the one that they just did about Doctor Who. Has it run out of ideas?
Oh yeah. No, I watched that.
yeah, talk about how the fan service and nostalgia. It's not necessarily bad, but they made it a focal point of the show.
Yeah.
To where it's kind of a big detriment to new viewers, which is what they wanted. The whole point of calling it Series 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the mistake that everyone's making, right? It's the MCU. It's the same mistake.
Guys, we brought back Iron Man, but he's Doctor Doom now. But it's Robert Downey Jr. Chris Evans is back. Fuck Anthony Mackie, but Chris Evans is back.
But also, this is how we're going to get a bigger audience. That's the baffling the bit of so you're asking for more of a smaller audience to keep coming back, and you're not creating the kind of content that would create an interest. I was actually talking with I was out with some friends on Friday night who have gone to Gallifrey 1 quite a bit over the years. They've gone to a lot of them, and they were talking about oh man, they're going this year, but it's a more low-key year than it's been in previous years. The guest list just isn't quite as big as it was in some previous
This
years.
is supposed to be the last year, isn't it? Technically,
I think there's
before it
gonna
gets
be
it switches owners.
It's switching owners, but I think that's another 2 years from now. But because my friend was saying you still have a chance to go to Gallifrey 1 next year. So
This is the one in LA.
Yeah.
I went a bunch back in 2007 to about 2010 when I was trying to get work on Big Finish.
Yeah.
And it started off really great and a nice, small, comfortable convention you just walk into, buy tickets, go hang out with one of the doctors for a little while casually and talk to them about whatever. By the time I stopped going, it would become such a rigid affair, such a kind of soulless endeavor in comparison, where you didn't have that same personal one-on-one effect by 2011 or so, 2012.
Yeah.
That's
why here in Australia, Sirens of Audio, they have their own fan meetings with Doctor Who actors, and it's a relatively small one, and I think that works well. It doesn't feel crowded. It's not suffocating. It doesn't feel I don't think I'm gonna have that time to say hello and all that to my favorite Doctor Who actor. Like, so props to them. I've enjoyed every like Sirens of Audio event that I've gone to, because it's just that nice kind of small, almost kind of community like feeling to it. Yeah. Like, I would like to go to Gallifrey one, but I feel like it'd be a bit too much. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to meet everyone that I would want to meet there.
Mm.
That's where I met Jason High-Allery.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You could have stopped him from giving us Once and Future.
No,
That's
he was
terrible.
unstoppable.
You can't stop me.
Well, actually, that does bring a point. One of like the comments that I would see in tweets related to that video, they talk about, like, somebody would bring up Big Finish writers, even with the problems that we've been having. There are good writers for Big Finish that have not touched the TV show at all, and like that's wasted potential.
That's assuming they want to.
Well,
not everyone wants to transition. Some people are very happy in whatever medium they choose. Like, I hate writing TV. Writing TV is miserable in comparison to other forms of media. Joe, has anyone else? Have you done any?
No, not TV. No.
It's soulless.
Yeah.
Gevain?
No, but I've heard. Yeah, I think it's too. Like friends of mine who like they do TV movies and stuff like that. It's too much writing by committee.
Yeah.
It's like once you start, it becomes, well, we need something for this market, that market. This producer wants to throw in the 2 bits. There's all this insistence, and it gets to a point where you almost wonder how good TV happens at a certain point. What you realize is, it's like the more producers realize, you just get out of the way and just make things happen. But it's like, I've heard horror stories from guys where it's just like once the script leaves your hands, it just morphs into something else.
You don't always know what you're going to get until you see it on the air. And I try to take everything we review, everything I watch, I try to judge it with a grain of salt. Like, I might not like an episode, but I'm never going to just jump in and join and blame. And I've mentioned this before on this channel. I never want to jump in and just blame the writer, because there's a lot of other voices. You never know what that writer is dealing with. We just never know. Like, not saying it's never the writer's fault, but we're never really going to know what's going on behind the scenes. So
yeah, you can know like, oh, this writer has done something good before, but like, what the hell was going on here?
That's when you really got to wonder what happened, what actually happened. Because if you know and trust that person's work, you go, something else is going on there. It's a very cruel machine. So if I was writing Big Finish and I was making, a comfortable wage doing Big Finish, I wouldn't want to jump to TV. That's just where you see your work get compromised and chewed up and spit back out at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like, one of my new all-time favorites, like that Jubilee that we listened to. I don't know if the companion character would have made it if it was a TV piece. It's just based on her age. I just, that kind of character. I just don't know if it would have survived that.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that with when Capaldi got casted.
Mm-hmm.
The young like Tumblr audience that was in love with Matt Smith, they were mad that why did you get an old man to be the Doctor? And I'm like, yay! I mean, Capaldi's a great actor, but I was kind of getting sick and tired of the companion falls in love with the Doctor.
Yeah.
So if we're getting something where it's more Doctor and companion or like teacher and student, like yes. Please, we need less of the romance. You can do it every once in a while, but considering it just kept going from 9 to 10 to 11, you kind of skip it with how the 12 and Clara's relationship works. It's like there is something there, but they are toxic to one another, so it would never work. But then
I still don't buy into the whole
13. It's like all over the place.
Yeah, 15, I still don't buy the whole Clara thing.
Well, actually, though, bringing up Jubilee, that is one of the big finish writers that have gone ahead and done the television show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, he just copied his own homework, and just tweaked it.
That
But
right.
still,
No, and I mean that's the thing. Like with the news earlier, with the guy producer saying that something went wrong, that wasn't necessarily more money. They make for more shows. The thing is, it's like right now they just can't say anything about it. They just can't. They just can't say they know what went wrong. It's like it's not like these people don't know how to make a good TV show. It's just that something about that. There's already something going wrong before that, but whatever happened to the Disney deal didn't cover it up. It just, I wouldn't say it made it worse. It just continued it. When you look at the difference between the sort of anniversary specials, if I'm getting it right, and then the actual show, just something. The priorities are not there or have changed. Look, the simple fact of the matter is they're going to tell you they need something for certain markets, and that's what it is, and that's what sometimes people don't realize. See, I savage comic book creative teams all the time because they don't have that same sort of pressure. Maybe a little bit more of late when you see, especially look at something like the X-Men franchise, where you realize it's something ain't right in Whoville there, and like some of the like DC All-In stuff. But by and large, what the creators come up with, that's what you get. But when you're talking about Disney's distributor and they're trying to get this out to a bigger audience, which I think what Capaldi's point was about you can be the victim of your own success. Now you have to start serving masters that you didn't have to serve because before nobody cared what you were doing. You see, when you were like this.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, okay, yeah, but you nobody cared what you were doing. But now the minute you become a hit, now everybody and his mother thinks they know what made that show become great in the first place, and now they're gonna have their two bits to say about it. You know, unless you got like somebody like a Mike Eisner or something like that, who back in the day when he was good, who could actually tweak something correctly, you know, you just get hot mess. You know,
a good example of this phenomenon is the Hulk in the late '80s when Peter David took it over.
Yes.
And he's the one who introduced a lot of the concepts we consider that have become popular with the Hulk in the movie, like the quote Professor Hulk, a term that Peter David actually hated. But he worked in Marvel's warehouse, and no one wanted the Hulk. He was considered a toxic failure of a character, and it was somebody you wrote if you wanted your career to end. And he just begged until they gave him the job, and he did amazing things. He turned it into a psychological study. He really played up the Jekyll and Hyde angle. He's the one who introduced the mafia, the mob Hulk, the Professor Hulk, all that stuff.
Sure.
And then Marvel said, hey, we need to control this.
Yep.
And started taking it piece by piece out of his hands and breaking it.
I'll give you even more tragic example, which was the X-Men. There's just no two ways about it. The minute Bob Harris and Jim Lee made a movie with Chris Claremont, that franchise has never been the same. It's just never been the same, and then they're never going to get it back. They're never going to get it back. It's over. I don't know what the hell happened with Legion of Superheroes. I just don't get it. I'm waiting for the documentary to come out on that one, because that for that to go from being like basically a top 5, if not the top 5 DC franchise, which had a lot of potential to just get completely and totally wrecked. You know, and I mean, some people would just point you from the outside that when Kid keep giving the 5-year jump, that's what did it and erected. But you know, you just never know.
You and I are going to have a deep dive talk about the Legion superheroes eras. Then I sense.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm telling you,
just in time for a new number 1.
Yeah, that's right. That and Titans. That was another one. I was a huge Titans fan. I'm like, guys, it's not this hard to fix. But the thing is, when it honestly, and no one's gonna say it until some people are dead. It's like the simple fact of the matter is, we're just gonna milk these suckers for all that we can. And it's like, I'm not gonna say that's what went on with Doctor Who here, but it's just like, like the land of this war thing, the fact that those of us in America just have no idea when that thing is going to come out, if at all, it's just crazy. It's like, what? It's like, who? What do you got? And the thing is, and somebody's going to say, it's going to come out like somebody just didn't believe in it. Something was going on behind the scenes where it just it's like it will make sense, but it's like really that's what it was. And and that's the thing. You want to be able to work. You want to be able to take stuff and work on it when nobody gives a crap about it, because that's when you have the chance to do stuff. The last thing you want is for, in some ways, the last thing you want is for Big Finish to actually become popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now it gets to be this wonderful experimental place, and occasionally something gets put into the TV show and whatnot, and that's great. But I mean, let it be its thing.
Well, no, I wasn't. There were people that were in the comments saying like, "Well, I don't want just adaptations. Nobody just wants adaptations." But some of those writers could be. I think
Some of them might.
Story.
Sure, I wouldn't speak for all of them. Definitely not.
Yeah.
You know what, Pixel? You know, while we were having the discussion, you know what I found out?
What?
Dan Abnett has written for Big Finish.
Really?
Wow.
He's done two Seventh Doctor stories.
Hmm.
The Harvest and Nocturne. The Harvest is where Hex, the companion Hex, is introduced. I know he did Doctor Who. He did comics for Doctor Who. I did not know he did Big Finish.
Abnett, he's anything sci-fi. I think he's managed to touch in the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, pretty much. If I look here, it's probably going to be like, oh, he did something for Blake 7.
But now, I think it might be time to switch our conversation into the topic for the evening, as it is after midnight.
I guess we can't talk about it then. It's not midnight.
Oh, damn it!
See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Midnight. The 10th Doctor. Yeah. Wait, Chris, you're here. You do your job.
Yeah, why are you taking my job? Jesus Christ. Gosh, typical white man. So, yes, we are reviewing the 10th Doctor story, Midnight, which is coincidentally the 10th episode in Series 4, starring David Tennant as the Doctor. So, trapped on a tourist bus with a creature they don't understand that has possessed someone, one of the passengers. What could possibly go wrong? Possibly go wrong. That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong.
Gevain,
Yes.
start us off.
Oh, most definitely. This is a pleasure. So usually I always say that my go-to, if you want to introduce someone who is not necessarily what you would say a sci-fi or a kind of like a Doctor Who fan, if you want to introduce them to, I would always go with Blink. I now have a second choice, which is Midnight, because this was much better than I remembered watching it the first time. This, to me, this is the epitome of like what makes a good sci-fi story. You have the fact that it's on an alien world, but you have like this horror component to it, and you also have what I think always helps to make for a good sci-fi story. There is something being said about the human condition, and that is what separates this story from its unfortunate successor, The Well, which is that it does such a great job within 50 minutes or so of just showing us how quickly people can come together as a community, but just as quickly splinter the minute something unknown or uncertain comes into it. Like, this really comes off as like some of the best kind of episodes you would get from the Twilight Zone, where all it takes is one thing to happen, and you just get these people just turn into monsters, literally. So it's like, in a lot of ways, what I like about Midnight is that sometimes the monsters in this particular episode was not necessarily the creature trying to make its way in, which eventually snuck in, but it is the passengers on the train. And for what is essentially, like, say, what you would consider a palate cleanser, going into like, the big next 3 episodes, which pretty much lead up to the big quote unquote finale of the season. this was just a really tight, well-written, well-constructed, not only just a Doctor Who episode, but just a good sci-fi story. I mean, it's just all of it. Like the whole like kind of casual relationship of Donna and the Doctor. Like you really get the sense that they're just like really good companions and friends going on to it. Is him being on a train and the Doctor getting to meet everyone. The Doctor's sort of arrogant cleverness coming through as he's trying to do this, and the group dynamics, the way everyone in the group was vibing off of each other. Like you had like sort of Jethro and in a snarky way, and the Doctor kind of being clever, if you will, about the whole situation. The whole Professor and the DD scenario. This was just really like a cornucopia of just like really good, what I consider the epitome of sci-fi, which is always tech, horror, human condition. And it was just a really damn good episode. And it's one that you can go back and watch again and again and discover something new as you watch it. I like the last moon of Push Call Out. Just really well done. I was really, at first, in my memory, when I first watched it, I didn't really, I won't say that I think of it high. I always thought it was good. I just thought it was like a little bit like it wasn't well paced, and I was mistaken in that. It's very well paced, and it's just it gets through lightning quick. There's really nothing wasted. And one of my favorite parts of this episode, it's the aftermath of when the hostess sacrifices herself and gets rid of the creature, and it's the reactions of the passengers of the train, particularly the father. Like where it's just like he's horrified at himself at the way he conducted himself in that. I mean, I have to say kudos to everyone who was cast for this and for the acting performances they turned in, because they were excellent. So great episode. If you have not seen it, you should see it. I would say this and Blink are ones that you can introduce to any kind of non-Doctor Who fan. And if you don't rope them in with these, then don't bother. Yeah, let them move on to something else.
Joe of the Corallos.
All right. I mean, what's there to be said about Blank that hasn't already been said to some point? So I'm going to focus a little more on where I was at as a fan at this point, because I had been a fan of the classic series. The series was now back. This was the 4th season, and this is like the height, more or less, of me as a fan of New Who, because every season was a good season. Like, I need to stress to everyone, like, how many times have you talked about a show and you're like, yeah, 4 seasons in a row were good?
Yeah.
That doesn't fucking happen. It just doesn't. There were all-timers every single season up to this point. All-timers. Midnight is one of the all-timers for sure. This was the season that really like, oh, we are back, because we've got a Doctor for 3 seasons in a row now. I've gotten to see 2 modern Doctors at this point, 3 companions. We finally went back to the companion not being in love with the Doctor, really, with the Dr. Donna dynamic. So the show was back to kind of where I liked it as well. So it was progressing in that way. Like having Sarah Jane and K9 come back, fine, whatever. But I like more subtle nods. Like this episode, we got David Troughton in it.
Yeah.
You know, we had what was it? Peter Davison's daughter in episode earlier in the season. So we had 2 Doctors' children show up. I like those sort of nods. So I'm like, the show is like, at this point, like, this is perfect. We've got a great dynamic. It's all working. They're doing the kind of nods I like. Oh, now we got to a point where the fucking Centaurans are back. This is great. This was like, guys, we fucking did it. It's
Back of
back.
the head.
Like it was such a crazy time to be a fan of this show. Like an all-time high for good reason. And this is one of those reasons. This is an excellent story. If you're talking to someone who's a fan of other sci-fi shows, chances are that show doesn't have an episode that's as good as this. And like there's a few other episodes too I can think of where it's like, that's great. That's a really good show. I love that show too. It doesn't quite get as good as Doctor Who though. And you had pride in that. You could feel that. It genuinely felt that way at the time. This is great. It was a great time to be a fan, and it was a great episode to showcase that.
Landry of the
Just
Quinn Walker.
terrible. Just terrible. I mean, what was this even about? I didn't understand. Okay. I mean, there's really not much else to add to that. It is what Gevain and Joe said is spot on. It is in my top 3 episodes, has been since I first saw it. It is your classic, episode in a bottle. We get one of those. There's even it. I really want to go back and watch the first Doctor episode that's of this nature, where they're all going kind of mad in the TARDIS.
Right.
That might be a good one to visit and compare. It's always great from a budgetary perspective. Like, okay, we've got one small set. Let's throw you all in there. They did that so well. They literally did an episode in a bottle. Well, not, but you get it. It's just really well done. The acting, and if anything, the social commentary seems more and more on point as we go. So, I mean, just an incredibly powerful episode and a great, like you put somebody down and you select your top 5 Doctor Who. It would be interesting to do one where we all pick the top 5 episodes you choose to introduce somebody who's never seen it before and what order they watch them in. This would, I'm sure, be on my list somewhere. So that's what I got to say.
Oh, and I like to throw in one more thing, and the ending is Chef's Kiss. The whole thing of Mom to Ben. He's like, don't, just don't.
That reminds me. Gevain, you mentioned the father's performance at the end when he's like overwhelmed with that struck me the first time I saw it. There's something about the way that actor does his body language where he's sinking down and he's stretching out like he wants to run but he can't run. It is this moment of this physical performance. That actor gave such a, just in the body language of that single frame, he's just, and it's really strong. He's horrified of himself, and like I said, he can't get away from what he was just about to do. Right, but you can see him crawling out of his own skin in that moment. That's great.
In the previous season, we had ended with the Master capturing the Doctor, forcing him to be like 900 years, turning into this weird goblin man, and stuck him in a cage. And for a decent moment, about a year, that I cannot. There are a lot of episodes where, ultimately there will be a great threat. The Doctor was terrified here. Absolutely terrified. He was in a box, that if they open it up, they're going to go ahead and be vaporized instantly. The situation got out of control, and he realized he could do nothing to stop it. You see it when he puts his hands up. Okay, hold on here. Because he has to back up. Because now they're not only talking about murdering her, they're talking about throwing him. And at that moment, the person that we usually look to know everything and go ahead and explain everything eventually, no answers. And that's him being the most afraid in that box in that moment is the thing that latches the creature onto him, and that's just the.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah.
That is it.
Yep.
Because it's not because he's the most clever.
He's
It's because
afraid.
he is the one that is the
Afraid.
most terrified in that moment.
Yeah, because he's the one who understands what's happening more than anyone else does.
Okay, we'll go with that.
So yeah, this is a fantastic episode. It is one of the best. I don't even need to mention the sequel, which the sequel's not as good, but what can be. It doesn't need it, but
Never
that's
happened.
not even worth a conversation. This is
It misses
one of
the
the
point.
best episodes ever.
Yep.
Chris.
Yeah, what is, the best way to say how great this episode is that I did not even need to bother rewatching it. This is an episode I could visualize just in my head. It's just that burnt into my brain, this episode. It's so... This is... When Russell decides he can be a good writer,
There you go.
this is what he can do.
There you go.
When he's not
Yep.
producing slop just for content, this is what he can do. I wanted more of this or similar with Russell. I mean, it will get a bit tiring if it was just midnight all the time. We do need something different every once in a while, but like quality wise, this is what I wanted from Russell with like the new era. But midnight, it's fantastic. The cast is great, and you feel for the Doctor when it's just frustrating that he wants to help, he wants to understand, and then you just have certain people there that are pushing it, that are starting to gang up on him. So you have the husband and wife. You have the professor starts to, and he's very like, I'm the one that's the senior in this compared to his assistant Dee Dee. So he just doesn't take anything that she says at face value. It's like, well, I'm the professional here. I'm the professor. I'm the one with the doctorate here. So I don't need to ask what your opinion is because I should know everything. Even though she's right a lot of the times, especially when she's giving her theories, and just like the Doctor, just his outburst of just like, he's like, oh, why should we listen to you? Because I'm clever.
Yeah.
It's like that is great. It's like, yes, he is. He's trying to figure out what's going on to save all of you, and a lot of you are just really starting to get frustrating, and that happens in scenarios like this, especially with like the wife Val, who keeps like she switches. See, she is the pit. She is, before it became like big, grifter of just switching to a side whichever was more like beneficial to her, or whatever. Like the consensus is going to this side, so I'm going to join. Especially at the end, after the hostess sacrifices herself to kill herself and the Sky / the entity, and she's like,
I said it was her all along.
I said it was her all along, and it's just like
the stare that he
and the Doctor just looks at her. It's just like, you're lucky that like I'm not fire and rage. I'd feel like if the Doctor had no morals, he probably would have just thrown her out, like out of spite. But like, you're crawling back to me after it's all like done, trying to like, I knew it was her the whole time. No, it's great, but the entity itself, and I did a video about why 73 yards, when it comes to ambiguity, 73 yards doesn't work, but Midnight does, is because Midnight is actually pretty much helping give you answers as the story progresses, compared to 73 yards where it's giving you a lot of questions, and that's it.
Yeah.
Where, like, with the Midnight entity, you can tell it's like, okay, someone says it looks like a person, so we have a vague shape of what it looks like. It just looks like a person from what the one of the pilot or the engineer saw them. And then when it comes to it knocking, it's not it's knocking. You start to see it's curious because as soon as they start knocking back, it's repeating them.
Yep.
And then as soon as we can tell from what it does, fear is a big factor because Sky gets scared the most and it heads directly towards her. You could say that everyone is scared, everyone doesn't know what's going on, but because she is the most vocal about being afraid of what's going on, it heads straight to her. And then you see it learning. But then when you see that when it's tricked everyone into thinking the doctor is now possessed and she's like relishing in what's going on, you see there it's malicious.
Yeah.
It has ill intent. This isn't a good thing. It's not something that's trying to communicate or trying to learn from others. It actually wants to do harm.
On that note, to that effect, one other thing that they did that really supports telling you what's happening without telling you was when the one person noted it was running where? Towards us.
Yeah,
that was creepy. Yeah, that was
Not only is that creepy, it tells you something about what is coming. It is coming with energy at you. It is interested at a very high level. It is not casually on a stroll. It is running at you. Like that's
yeah.
No,
And
the piggyback what Chris was saying is he's talking about the wife in the episode, because there was a scene where when the supposed transference happens where Sky is free from the creature and the wife embraces her like, oh, she's come back to us. There was something very, at the time I was thinking it was something very like kind of creepy evangelical about that. Like this, she's free of the demon thing. And what I realized it reminded me of was The Crucible. I don't know if you've ever seen the film with Winona Ryder and that thing. And it's very reminiscent of that kind of dynamic, that like witch hunting kind of a thing. And it's like that monster, the Sky character very much is like that Abigail character from The Crucible, where she's just manipulating everyone and everything and the entire dynamics around her. It's this episode just has so many levels to it.
Yeah, and you see, and like the wife Val, you can see her trying to get like people on her side to try and bolster that what she is saying is right, what she believes is right. But she goes to Jeffro, and it's just like, you saw it, right? Like it moved. It's like transferred. Like Jeffro being like, I guess, but you know, she seems normal now, and he's repeating, so I don't know. And she just takes that as like, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Like, I'm right. It happened. Like, she's free. The doctor's not. The doctor's the monster now.
That's not what happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just, like giving us answers without actually telling us.
Yeah. Yes.
This episode does it so well, which is why when it was done again with like 73 yards, I was left at the end of the episode frustrated because there were so many questions, and whatever answers you could try and get from it, the episode doesn't actually really give you anything. It's like, oh, the woman is Ruby. Okay, no, not really. Let's where in that episode tells you that it's Ruby? What, the end where Ruby is now seeing as the old woman? So why would old Ruby force everyone to run away in fear of her? Okay, why? And then doesn't help that Empire of Death. Yeah, doesn't help at the end of Empire. Oh, is the thing trying to teach Ruby a lesson? No, it freed Mad Jack, so is it trying to teach her to fix her wrongs? Well, no, because in Empire of Death, Roger Ap William gets deposed anyway, without Ruby there. So I guess there's no connection. There's no point. There's no real lesson learned, especially if it resets, other than the fact that they don't break the fairy circle. Like, that's it. What lesson is being learned from this? Like, so that's why 73 yards is frustrating, because it's being ambiguous to not bother explaining anything. Whereas this is being ambiguous, but it's actually actively telling us things about the entity. Yeah. Which is why then in
a very well written way.
Yeah. Yep. Which is why when it comes to the well, where it's like, we need to add just some more stuff to it. you can now see it, which kills the ambiguity of the creature, of the entity. We should never have seen it. Even though we do not see it clearly, we should not have seen any aspect of it.
Yeah.
Having just like someone thinks they saw something and they're afraid, that works well enough for suspense. I don't need to see this head bob out the side like peekaboo and then disappear. I don't need to see that.
Let the audience's imagination do some of the work, and that's what a lot of them do. Yeah.
Again, like, we're helping you with the show. We're and also with the with discussions. You know, water cooler talk. Like
That's
we're
right.
discussing, we're actively like theorizing about the episode. But it doesn't help when, especially with this era, with Russell being like, "Look out for this. This is the thing you should be looking out for."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, wait, you don't trust us to catch on that? Oh, this could be this could be the thread. This could be the arc.
Sack Russell T. Davis.
Have any of you seen there's a clip going around by one of the actors in Good Place talking about the writing for the fourth screen? And they basically, in this this podcast, talk about the toxicity of having to write for an audience that is always looking at. They have to write.
Second screen syndrome.
Right. So they're writing this stuff to this stupid level. Like, you have to be able to understand the show without paying attention to it. And so we're seeing this degradation of quality. And I don't know, like I was saying earlier, we know Russell T. Davies can make a good show. Maybe I would maybe say maybe there's something to be said about the fact that they don't think they can, or that on a higher level they're not being allowed to make the show they would have made in 2006 because they're having to assume that everyone is looking at their phones.
Yeah. That's why with the final season of Stranger Things, they have to explain everything. And no, not even just explain, repeat everything. Because the person that's watching this is probably on their phone.
Yeah.
Which it's annoying. You shouldn't be I feel like that's insulting to your audience. Like we think you're that stupid or bored with our product that you're not going to pay attention.
Well, how about we write something engaging enough that people decide to put down their phone?
Yeah.
This is why HBO and Amazon Prime, they're now. Welcome to Dairy and Fallout. I've been eating good, man.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, watching Midnight, I was like, I can't look at my phone. This is great. Like,
yeah,
it's too good.
Even if it's something I've watched before, I'm like, I'm just gonna watch it.
I hadn't watched this episode since it was new, and my God, it's good. Just to go back to that, like, this is, I mean, and this is where you go. David Tennant is the Doctor, like.
No, and I think there's something to be said for that second screen thing, because I think it's something even like in comics where we had was the whole thing of writing the trade. And the simple fact of the matter is, much like when we talk about on this podcast about some Doctor Who episodes, not all of them need to be 4-parters. Not all of them need to be 6-parters. Some would just need to be 1 episode, 2-parters, things like that. And I think it's something where it really does. Like I think you all saying, it's like it's treating the audience like it's stupid. It's like, if you're telling a good story, people will put their damn phones down and pay attention. I've done it. It's happened with me. My daughters were watching the show. Something will happen, and she'll go, "Oh, what happened?" Okay, time to put the phone down. And she'll put the phone down, and just now we'll go back and watch the episode. But that falls on the creators to come up with something that is going to grab your attention like that. And I mean, Sid Field, he said in the screenplay thing, he's like, basically, look, if you don't grab somebody within the first 10 minutes of the story, it's like, why should they pay attention at that point? I mean, even the beginning of this episode, which is just great. It's just pithy. It's just like he's talking with Don on the phone. You get a sense of what their relationship is like as Dr. Companion, like saying, not the romantic thing. These are just really 2 good friends. And she's like, just like, be careful. And he's like, what could happen? Me going on the train with a bunch of strangers. And off into the theme song. It's like, and you're ready to go. It's like something is about to pop off, and it's not like this. It's not even like necessarily like a dramatic cliffhanger going into the intro. It's just the two of them talking, and you get a sense like this is what this guy's life is like. So much of this episode does what good writing does, which is show don't tell. It's just show. The audience will do the rest of the work. They'll figure out the rest of it. They'll fill in the blanks and the gaps. So this, I don't try to say about too many things, but there's some episodes that just masterclasses about how to do something. It's like you don't have to, like you were saying before, everything doesn't have, like Joe was saying before, everything doesn't have to be midnight. But the thing is, aspire to this, though. Whatever it is you're trying to do, aspire to this. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yep. You can't. This is greatness. And now we don't have as much greatness. It's really sad. But I'm pretty sure I know what we're all going to say.
Yeah, before we get into that, so
Oh,
couple of facts. So, Russell T Davies was actually inspired for this episode by the Star Trek TNG episode Darmok.
Oh, okay.
However, he does say while he hadn't actually seen the episode at the time, he was intrigued by the idea of an alien that communicated in a completely different way.
Yeah.
He was also inspired by the annoying habit of children to mimic others.
Well, sure.
Yeah. This is the second episode where the Doctor has not had a companion assist him. The first one being the Deadly Assassin. Although that one is truly a companionless episode because Donna is in this one. She does appear, but she's just not in the entire episode assisting him. Of course, David Troughton, who plays Professor Hobbs, is the son of Patrick Troughton. Coincidentally, the director of the episode is Alice Troughton. No relation.
Yep.
They coincidentally have the same surname. And then leading into that, funny enough, Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor, says this is one of his favorite stories. One of the reasons being is that David Troughton is in it because he is the son of Patrick Troughton, who Colin was friends with.
Yeah, that's right. I believe him and David Troughton were friends, from what I recall hearing. And David Troughton had been on Doctor Who twice before, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, he was in War Games
Peladon!
and Curse of Peladon.
Yep.
I had something here before.
Love Peladon.
Curse of Peladon's so good. I love
Yep.
that one.
Agreed.
Can't remember what I rated it.
We can always redo episodes.
Yeah.
There's no rules here.
Right, it's the rules.
Pretty much,
We'll
yeah.
just mark it down as re-review.
There you go.
Yeah.
We
And
still
last
love
one.
Peladon.
Yeah. Last one. It's funny because there's on the TARDIS wiki, there's always a section of myths because people always have speculations when it comes to this episode. So, weird speculation. The Midnight Entity is the soul of a TARDIS, not the TARDIS, a TARDIS that crashed on midnight and had its exterior destroyed by the extonic radiation. I don't know how you got that theory, but
Explaining it just makes it less interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we see this all the time. Audiences want to understand every little bit of lore about a thing. It's like sometimes there just should be no lore. There should be no answers. You should get no answers.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like pre-origin Wolverine. He was much
Never
cooler
needed to know.
before.
Never needed to know.
That is why I am a huge fan of Twin Peaks because I
Yep.
don't understand it.
That's right.
Yep.
What,
But I want to know more, but I
Does
don't want answers.
does the wiki say like where that theory comes from?
Oh, Tumblr.
Okay, but like, does it actually give a post? Because I am interested in hearing. Like, obviously,
No,
we
it
know
just
that-
says it just says this theory originates from Tumblr. The true nature of the entity has never been officially confirmed, though the creature's appearance and behavior in the well makes this theory highly unlikely.
No, it's completely unlikely. But I want to know if they did it like after they watched. Oh crap! What's the name? The Doctor's Wife.
But even then, there's like no correlation.
No, well, I mean that's the first time we've seen like the soul of a TARDIS go into a human body. So if it occurred after that, it'd be like, oh well, that's neat. It's just fun fan theories.
That's horrifying, man. It means every TARDIS is basically a prison.
Yes. Gevain, you got a number for me?
Oh, I absolutely have a number for you. It's called 10 out of 10, baby. It's ain't no two ways about it. It's like my daughter. Well, my daughter, every time I turn Blink on, she flees the room because she refuses to be scared again. So now, my birthday is next month. My birthday gift has been I'm going to do a screening of Midnight with her because she would not expect it this time. And I get to scare her twice in a lifetime. So yeah, this is 10 out of 10. Yeah, this is 10 out of 10. If you have someone who's never watched Doctor Who, highly recommend. Like for me, I would even say a third one. Blink is one. Midnight is another one. The Girl Who Waited is another one. Just these episodes which are 1 hour, one and done. It just everything about it works. Story, cast, acting, everything about it works. Midnight is just really. It is, it's episodic perfection. That's the best way I can put it. 10 out of 10. Yeah. If you never watched Doctor Who before, you would get it. Yeah.
Joe of the Corallos.
Yeah, it's 10 out of 10. I mean, I can't think of anything else you could really give this one. This is a top tier story in any era of the show. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
Okay. Landry?
I am going to roll this dice and find out my ranking and determine, and I will justify the number. Oh my God, this is me. It's a 1. This episode is a 1 because where were all the tropes? This could have been anybody. Didn't have to be an episode of Doctor Who. What about this? Just some scientist guy, or not even a scientist. When is he even smart in this? He doesn't even do anything smart. It's terrible.
He's clever.
1. None of the tropes. No TARDIS, no Time Lords, no regeneration, no Daleks, nothing. There's nothing Doctor Who about this. You could have written this about anything. It could have just been anything. Any space travel show. It could have been Buck Rogers or Battlestar Galactica or anything. It's a 1. With a 0 at the end.
Landry, were you in the writer's room for these past 2 seasons?
What's that?
Were you in the writer's room for the past 2 seasons? You're part of the problem.
I'm the problem. I give it a 10. I give it a 10.
Yes, I know, because I'm also going to give it a 10. I was going to do a little joke where I was going to, name the doctors in order. That'll determine. But then I was going to throw John Hurt in there. And then it was going to be like, so it's an 11. Good. So it's a 10 out of 10. Chris. Are you there?
Are you there?
It's a 10, right?
Yeah, it's a 10. I'm repeating everyone. I'm mimicking them. Yeah, 10 out of 10. It's in the top 5 list of Doctor Who episodes of all time. Absolutely amazing. Molto bene.
Molto bene.
No, don't. That's our show. We want to thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week doing something. You'll find out.
I did like Landry's idea of like what like top 5 episodes we would show to someone to get them into the
top 5 in what order?
In what order?
What order do you have them watch them in so they understand and it unfolds the Doctor before them?
Love and Monsters, Love and Monsters, Love and Monsters, Love and Monsters, Love and Monsters. No, hang on. Love and Monsters, Love and Monsters, Love and Monsters, Love and Monsters.
You know,
Fear.
I always keep this handy.
God,
Oh God, come on, bro. And you keep it
get
hands
away. That is indecent on public television. Good
That
night,
has
everybody.
been there since we reviewed Love and Monsters.
No.
Well, you go Crotons, then Twin Dilemma, so that way they really appreciate the two doctors. In all honesty, if you started Crotons, Twin Dilemma, Two Doctors, and they were like, "What's next?" You've got the biggest fan ever.
Yeah, you won.
Then Time Lash. Then to wrap up 6, you just give him Time and the Ronnie.
Absolutely.
Goodbye.
Also, now we focusing. It's all across the Who's? Both eras?
I think,
Yeah.
I think
Just
it's all
I'd say top 5, whatever.
Okay.
Top 5 to introduce somebody to the concept, not just your top favorite.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I know what you're saying. Yep.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Alonze.
Bye.